All right, what about now? It usually helps if I unmute it, but I don't think that's what the original problem was. Oh boy. I guess that's what you get for having a Dollar Tree operation around here. I don't know. Um, I, good. We're good. Y'all can hear me. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, Phil, you say it's good. Everybody can hear me. Because if everybody can hear me, I'm gonna go through my pregame, my little pre stream speech. Give me thumbs up if y'all can hear me loud and clear. All right. So this is what I was saying before I had microphone issues. Uh I was there. I watched the 88 Notre Dame game when the ref said Cleveland Gary fumbled. I watched the '03 Fiesta Bowl when the flag was thrown for pass interference. And now I have witnessed the third officiating abomination because Chaney was down. His elbow was on the ground. His shoulder was damn near on the ground before the ball came out. Every replay they showed, he was down before the ball came out. I'm not saying, I'm not crying in my beer. I'm just saying that was some of the most, that was horrible officiating. It was horrible. The holding call, they got rid of the touchdown. The roughing the passer. I mean, it was almost like, I mean, it was bad enough TVD was throwing to the wrong color jerseys, you know. But man, and you're right, Phil. You're absolutely right. They should have took the knee. I do not argue that whatsoever. But I again, I'm not one to go down this route, but that game was stolen from Miami. With all the crap that Miami did during the game, all the debacles, all the miscues, all the problems, and they got hosed at the end by the refs. I mean, the whole game was just the refs. I mean, now don't get me wrong, Miami did their fair share to lose the game. But my gosh, had almost 500 yards of offense and still lost the game. I mean, when it got 17-17, I'm like, all right, we're going to see what's going to happen. They get the interception, they go down there. I still don't understand Dawson's play calling tonight, but you get the field goal. Okay, they're up 20-17. All right, they stop them. They get the ball back. They're running the clock out. And, you know, it's going to be the should have took a knee is going to be argued from now until whenever. But the fact of the matter is, he was down. As you can see in my title, Chaney was down. You know, but Anyway, anyway, that, my friends, that was bad. That was a bad game. I did my thing about the refs, piss poor refs. I don't know if it was a conspiracy against Miami. I don't know. But let's just put that on the side burner for a little while. Let's just let it go. What's happened has happened. Um that oh man, that was crazy. You know, 0-0 at half or 3-0 at half. Wow. I don't know, you know, Sage, what's up, dude? Uh, I don't I don't know what I don't know what was going on in TVD's head, but damn, I'm trying to get to the stats here, the box score here, so I can. All right. So, the headline is Georgia Tech shocks number 17 Miami. Ah, that's all right. Take it from an old timer, an old Hurricane fan. Oh, look, I got my hoodie on. You like my hoodie? It's an original. Ah, take it from an old Canes fan. It's gonna sting. It's gonna hurt tonight. It's gonna hurt tomorrow. Hell, it's gonna probably hurt until we play North Carolina. But you know what? It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. You know, it's a excuse my language. It's a shitty situation that the Hurricane Nation finds themselves in. But this reminds me of the good old days. Look, I'm just I'm pissed. I'm mad, angry, frustrated, whatever. But I'm just trying to, it is what it is. What can you do? So, I mean, TVD was 24 of 36 for 288 yards. Uh, Only one touchdown and three interceptions. And the interceptions he threw, I'm like, what the frack is he doing? The first one, okay, it happens. But then that second and that third one, I'm like, man, what in the world is he thinking? You know? Uh, One of the bright spots, Don Chaney Jr., who was down, by the way. He was down. Chaney did have 103 yards. Of course, he had his helmet ripped off. I'm surprised the refs got that call right. Parrish had 52. Allen had 11. So we had 166 yards rushing. Receiving, Restrepo, 139. Colby, 158. What's up, Cajun? Williams, 22. With that, he had the touchdown. That was pretty impressive. Surprised they didn't throw a flag on that for blocking out of bounds or something. But, you know, the numbers aren't that bad. The only thing that's bad is the three interceptions. Uh Georgia Tech ended up with like 151 yards passing, which 45 of it should have never counted, but we're not going to go there. They did have 99 yards rushing. Uh they did have the intercept what was that? Williams got the interception. That was pretty good. But you know, hell with the stats. From what I saw, what I saw in the game was flat out, flat out. Georgia Tech came to play, and I don't know what the guys in Miami were doing. I don't know what they were thinking. Uh, I don't know what Dawson was trying to achieve. I mean, yeah, I understand you want to try to run the ball to try to open up the pass, but uh, I mean, it was kind of a funky game. It was weird. We haven't seen this all year, you know. Now, oh, also, if anybody wants to chime in, invites in Discord, you know the routine. But you know the best the crazy thing, I should say best part, but the we losing out. I'm glad you said that because that's my next point. So let's stop for just a second, okay? Let's stop. You know, a couple of months ago, yeah, about a couple of months, about 2 months ago, everybody, most people were expecting like maybe 7-5, 6-6, somewhere in that neighborhood. Well, lo and behold, Miami beats A&M, you know, beats Temple, and you start hearing talk of 10-1, 11-1, undefeated. And that's fine. I'm not that's not what I'm talking about. And then now with this crappy game, you know, and in the back of my mind, maybe I was living in denial, but in the back of my mind, I felt like, when is this game coming? Is it coming? And what's going to happen? Uh, in the pregame, I said at this time there was nobody in the ACC that could beat us. And even now, with all the stuff that went wrong, the team still came back and they went on top 2017. And since Cheney was not down, they should have won that game. You know, uh, this should have been one of those games, one of those ugly ass games that they should have lost, but they ended up winning. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So what happens from here? Well, uh now Cajun Kane, I kind of disagree with you. I understand you're upset. Trust me, I completely understand why you're upset. But, you know, it was what it was. I mean, it was the whole thing was screwed up. Play calling was suspect. Uh, Decisions on the field were kind of messed up. The whole thing was messed up. Uh, I'm not saying it was because of the jerseys. I'm not saying any outside the recruits. I'm not saying it was that, but it's almost like they had the bye week. They went on vacation and forgot to they forgot they had to come back to work. You know, but even at the end, they had the opportunity to win, you know. So I guess one that they should have never been put in that position at the end to begin with. They should have been up by a few touchdowns, you know. Oh, but what's done is done. Nothing we can do about it. We can sit here, we can rant, we can rave, we can bitch, we can moan. You know, it is what it is. It sucks. I don't agree with how things went in the game, both from a team standpoint and an officiating standpoint. But it's not going to change anything. You know, we can make ourselves feel better by ranting and raving. You know, but anyway, back to what I was originally saying about the records and everything. You know, it was just 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, people talking about TVD for the Heisman. You know, now all of a sudden these people are saying he ain't no good. You know, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not knocking it. I'm not, insulting them. I'm not saying anything. But it's just funny how that works. You know. Oh, but if the team gets their act together, get back on track, get their mind right, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. You know, maybe tonight was the game that we were supposed to win and we didn't. You know, maybe they got it out their system. Okay. Oh, I really, my heart really went out to Mr. Chaney Jr. He's sitting there on the sideline. He's just distraught. He's down. I mean, literally, he was down. But I mean, emotionally, he was down. Felt so bad for that young man. You know. Oh, hopefully, everybody from Mario down learns something from this situation that they find themselves in. You know. But tonight, as bad as it was, as much as it hurts, you know, it's still it's not gonna it still shouldn't dictate how successful they're gonna be this season. You know? Oh, and I understand. I can tell you right now, I haven't, I kind of peeped in on Coop during the game and stuff, but I can tell you right now, it is probably total friggin' chaos over there. You know, because if the Georgia Tech fans, they know the refs gave them that game. They know they were given that game. They didn't win it. They were given that game. You know. Oh, I was that last play that Georgia Tech scored on. It's what in the world what were the defensive backs thinking? How did that guy get by there? You know? I don't know. But uh I don't know what else to say about tonight's game other than that was wow. That was bad. I still stand by my prediction. They should have won 41-20, 41-10. You know, but again, that's not what happened. Georgia Tech won in the score board. So regardless of the fact, congratulations, Georgia Tech. Y'all won. We move on. You know, but Cheney was down. Now, tonight's game, I mean, I think I honestly though, thinking about it, I think this team needed tonight, you know, kind of give them a little sense of reality. Uh, keep them on the up and up. Give them something to build on, learn from. You know, now just because they lost to Georgia Tech only on the scoreboard, uh, that doesn't mean Miami's gonna lose the rest of their games. So Cajun, I'm not trying to be rude, but I disagree with the 4-8. I really do. Uh this team, these young men are talented. This coaching staff is talented. So yeah, it was ugly tonight. Mistakes were made, but let's see what happens going forward. Let's see what happens against North Carolina. You know, uh, and I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I almost fell into the trap of thinking that Miami would go undefeated. Now, yeah, I did say that at this point, and there was a reason why I said that. At this point, I didn't see how anybody could really beat us, but we beat ourselves tonight. You know, and when the team is playing up to their level, Miami, I still don't think anybody can beat us. You know, I'm just saying. Uh, but until they play again and until they win again, it's just talk. It's just hot air going into the atmosphere, you know. But it is what it is. It's how it goes, you know. Oh, it shouldn't have, but it did. Now, talking about the uniforms, I thought the uniforms looked pretty snazzy. You know, it's different, but it was snazzy. Oh, but um, maybe from here on out, coming from a bye week, or better yet, here's what they need to do is when they if they have a bye week, when the first game after a bye week, they need to play somebody like a Bethune Cookman or something. I don't know. But to help ease the pain in a way, man, I didn't see that Louisville 33-20 over Notre Dame coming. Now that's gotta suck. I mean, Louisville come out and just manhandle their ass. You know, Miami just shit the bed. That's what they did. You know, they beat themselves. Oh, I don't see anything else. Yeah, UCLA won. Looks like Arizona and USC's got a good game going. Arizona's up 17-14 at the half. USC scored 2 touchdowns in the second. Oh, but it is what it is. You know, yeah, I guess I agree with you, Cajun. I think this was probably worse than Middle Tennessee only because of the fact that so many people were talking about, you know, they said, "Oh, we're going undefeated." Yeah, 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 yeah. But all's not lost. You know, we're still way ahead of where we were last year. You know, the team is young. Now, TVD shouldn't have made those mistakes. Now, should TVD be benched or punished for those mistakes? I don't think so. I mean, he had a bad game, you know. Hell, even Joe Montana had a bad game, you know. It's just is what it is. Oh, but the good part is we get a, we wipe the slate clean come Monday, get ready for North Carolina, start all over. Uh we'll see what happens. You know, I figured, watching this game, and I was, the first quarter, not it wasn't so good, and then, the second quarter, it went down, they scored a touchdown. Oh, then the refs threw the flag for I guess it was holding. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was holding somewhere. I don't know. Oh, but I guess, of course, hindsight's 2020. But when was it? Was it Colby in the first quarter got flagged for that personal foul for blocking out of bounds? When that flag was thrown, I guess that was the signal for game on for the refs. I don't know. And again, I'm not sitting here blaming the game on the refs, even though Cheney was down. But them Georgia Tech fans know, like I said, them Georgia Tech fans know they were gifted a game from the referees. And like I said earlier, the the Cheney situation at the end ranks right up there with the Cleveland Gary alleged fumble and the Fiesta Bowl alleged pass interference. So, but it's done. It's over. What do you do? Uh, we if we want to sit here and bitch and moan and yell and scream and cry and get mad, get angry, that's fine. You can do that. Hell, let it out. But it's not going to change anything. You know, be all right. We just come out and take care of business next week against North Carolina, and I think they will. I really do. Uh, I hope they do, because what happens against North Carolina is going to be a telltale sign of what kind of team we have. Just like the the game tonight, they had their back against the wall. They were down 14-10. I'm having flashbacks of 03 because I'm glad they showed. I mean, I guess I was in denial, but I forgot about that 03. Not 03. Was it 03? 04, 05. Where they lost to, they lost. I got to look that up. But regardless of the fact, you know, it's going to suck. It really is. And I think that's only because a lot of us had, so many high expectations based on the first 4 games. But again, we're still trying to put that puzzle together. 05. Thank you, Kyle. I knew it was in there somewhere. Matter of fact, they was even wearing the alternate uniforms. But I try to block all that out, try not to relive that debacle because I remember that clearly. And the crazy thing is that game, which I watched, I was in a state of shock. That was one of those games where the team come out, played like crap. But tonight, they played like crap, but they fought back, got back on top. Until the referee said, fumble. So I tell you, I guarantee you, I'll be willing to bet the farm. I'd be willing to bet the farm that from here on out, in that situation, there won't be a running play called. I guarantee you, I bet you TVD takes a knee from here on out. I bet you won't see that again. But I tell you what, I was kind of disappointed though in that fourth quarter because I was waiting for them to use that run to set up a play action and try to get some short passing and get some passing yards. Try to open up the passing game because, we got into that fourth quarter and it's like, and especially once they went up 20-17, I actually told myself, okay, does Dawson do his play to win, keep the gas, keep the foot on the gas, or does he play not to lose? And I hate to say it, in my opinion, I think he went play not to lose. He went conservative because, once they went up 20-17, they primarily ran the ball right up the middle, right up the middle. And I don't know why. I don't know what was going on with the offensive line tonight. Usually they'll the running backs will hit a nice big game, but it's like the line just couldn't get any holes open. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, we'll see what happens. So I wonder. Shoot, where's my phone? I was talking about this a second ago, but I'm really curious. I was talking earlier, but I bet you Coop's site, I bet you Coop's show is probably having a friggin' meltdown right now. If he's even still on. No, he stopped. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be all right. Because again, let's go back just about 2 months ago, back to August 7th, back when it wasn't freezing outside. It was nice and warm. That's why I got my hoodie on. It's like 59 degrees out there. It's cold, man. I'm sorry. Again, let's remember a lot of us didn't really have much expectations. Now, I mean, we figured we beat Georgia Tech, but we'd have thought we'd have been, 5-1 right now. Or 4-2. 4-1. So technically, we're kind of where we thought we were going to be anyway. So, but yeah, a lot of people didn't really have much expectation for this team. And, in a way, we as a fan base, not all, but majority of us, I'm throwing myself in there. We started to drink that Kool-Aid. We started getting these illusions of grandeur. But that's why I kept saying, we just gotta take it one game at a time, one piece of the puzzle. Uh so now the team knows what they need to work on, you know, know what to work on. Um, and hopefully I think they will. I think they'll figure it out. I really do. I think they'll figure it out. Uh so yeah, again, I said it earlier. I don't know why. That's gonna probably be the big question is why they didn't take a knee. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure the press conference they'll say something, but it is what it is. Even though Cheney wasn't down, but it's all good. I mean, it's just one of those games. We're only, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to be real about this. But this time last year we weren't doing this good. You know, but things will get better. Things will get better. Uh, you know, luckily, uh, Malgoa got back off on the offensive tackle. Malgoa, he got back in the game. Looks like Cam got back in the game. He seemed like he's okay. Kobe Young got back in the game, but it's just honestly, truth be told, I really think they took Georgia Tech for granted. I really do. I think they thought they were going to go in there and just put 40 on them, call it a night, go home. I really believe that's what happened. But, or, you know, they may have just dismissed Georgia Tech thinking it'd be a warm up tune up for North Carolina. I don't know. But the team just didn't seem to be, I mean, the offense just didn't seem to be focused. And, and I really hate to pick on anybody, but TVD was off, man. He was off. He wasn't he wasn't hitting the receivers in stride. He's throwing into triple coverage. He ain't sitting there watching and looking at I mean, he's staring the receivers down. That's how that safety got that interception at the end zone the first time. He's staring the receivers down. And then I still don't know why he threw that first pick because I think he was trying to hit Restrepo in the back of the end zone, but you still had two defenders sitting right there, and then the safety come around, jumped and got it. You know, oh, you know when I was seeing TVD miss those easy throws that he normally hits. I mean, yeah, the ball was wet, it was raining, but beside the point. Oh, I really thought maybe he can't see the receivers because of these black uniforms. You know, I'm not blaming the uniforms on anything, but normally, we're wearing the orange jerseys or the white jerseys, and you can see that. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, but TVD's timing was just off bad, you know? Yeah, there was a couple of passes that some of the receivers, tight ends should have caught. They didn't. But TVD just seemed off, you know. And I would have thought coming out of halftime that somebody would have made an adjustment on the run game, do some kind of blocking schemes or something to open up some holes because what they were doing wasn't really working that well, you know, especially near the end. It's like Georgia Tech was waiting for the run, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. Uh but I tell you that loss was a team effort except for the defense. I mean, defense had some moments, but damn, you know, I don't know. It was just one of them funky games. But going forward, if they want to be successful as I know they want to be, they have to be able to have those funky games, but still win the game. You know, even the 0-1 team, they had a funky game, pulled it out. But we'll see. We'll see. I still think this team could beat North Carolina easily. I still do. The only team that's really going to beat this Miami team is themselves, like they did tonight. And I'm not saying the whole team's at fault, but it's a you win as a team, you lose as a team. Even though TVD needs to, I don't know. I'm not saying the dude ain't worth the flip, but he needs to be a little more consistent. Now, of course, if the coaching staff, if Dawson and the offensive staff see that, what they have isn't working, they should have made some adjustments, do some easier routes, maybe some crossing drags, whatever. I don't know. Should have done something. But it is what it is. What's happened has happened. You know, let Georgia Tech have their fun. They'll be all right. We can Miami can still have a very successful season. All they gotta do is take care of business, play up to their level, stop this foolishness that they had tonight. In other words, play their games completely opposite of how they played tonight. They'll be fine. You know. And I think they will. I think they will. Uh I can see right now. I can see that. I can see that Miami could probably beat North Carolina by 3 to 6 points. Uh, but then again, it just seems what comes out there. We'll see what team comes out there. If they have a hangover from tonight, then no, they're going to get beat. And I'm sure they are well aware that the schedule does not get easier from here on out. North Carolina next week. Then you got the Clemson, etc., etc. Dennis, think it's Virginia. Pull my handy dandy schedule out here. Yeah, I got North Carolina, Clemson. You get Virginia Tech, NC State, Florida State, then Louisville, then Boston College. So, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. This game sucks. Shouldn't have happened, but it happened. Just let it be. Let it be. And then we'll start all over again Monday next week. You know, uh, it'll be all right. I've trust me, I've been through this enough. You know, I've been through this enough. So it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Oh, because I figured we were going to have a game that we were going to lose a game we were supposed to win and probably win a game we're supposed to lose. So we got one of them out the way. So at least we got the losing out the way now. Just get it out the way, move forward. Now, if they come out and get blown out against North Carolina, you know, then maybe we should start raising some red flags. I don't know. But, with the way this team has played the first 4 weeks of the season, tonight was just a mental lapse. That's all. Bryce, how do I feel about the loss? Well, I've been on about a 50-minute rant, or not rant, but I just been flapping my gums for about the last 50 minutes. But basically, in a nutshell. So those of you who have been here, just bear with me. Let's get Bryce up to speed real quick. Oh, well, they beat themselves. TVD was not sharp. I don't know what was in that young man's head. It sure the hell wasn't the guys in the black jerseys. Uh that was some of the worst officiating I've seen. As you can see in the title, how I feel, Chaney was down. But it is what it is. It was what it was. Uh Hopefully they learn from this. Because I mean, let's be honest, Georgia Tech came to play. This isn't the same Georgia Tech that played last week against Bowling Green. This team came to play. And, I kind of got tired of hearing the announcers talk about it, but Georgia Tech's another one of those pesky teams. You know, I, a lot of stuff. Excuse me, I've blocked. A lot of stuff I have blocked from my memory. But yeah, your Georgia Techs, your Virginias, they've always been pesky. But it was just they beat themselves tonight, basically. You know, if they hadn't have, if they, oh, and then I forgot about the taunting penalty on Flag. Was it Flag that had the taunting penalty when they were down on like the 5 or something like that? You know, whether it was a good call or a bad call by the refs, Flag should have known not to do that. I think it was Flag. But you know, you don't do that foolishness. Just get up, move on. There's no need doing anything. Now the holding call, that was BS. I've seen a lot worse not get called. The roughing the passer, Mags came in low, but that's because he was trying to get over an offensive guy that was laid out in the middle of the field. And then of course we had the Chaney was not down. Chaney was down. So I don't know what replay they were looking at, but it definitely wasn't. I mean, because if you watch I think Bryce, you were at the game, but the ACC network, they kept showing the replay of it, talking about this is why you kneel the ball. And every time you look at it, Chaney's elbow is down. I mean, he's down. But again, I'll get over it one day. you know, one day. I mean, I'm still not over the 88 fumble, alleged fumble, and I'm still not over the '03 alleged pass interference. So this ranks right up there with it. But of course, I never was big on ACC refs. It almost, and I don't mean to get all aluminum headgear or anything, but it's almost like the powers that be wanted Miami to lose tonight. You know what I mean? The way them refs were going. But screw it. It is what it is. It was what it was. You know, it's a it's a bad loss for Miami, but it's a hollow victory for Georgia Tech. Plain and simple. Because I know if Miami got away with a win like that, oh hell yeah. I'm like, damn man, thanks for those referees being inept, you know. But it'll be all right. I'm just hoping we can have a home game without rain, you know. But but one thing I'm like I said earlier, I'm real curious. I'm curious to hear how much I'm really curious to hear what people say for the next week, you know. I'm sure they'll talk about, no more alternative uniforms, you know. Uh I'm sure people will start questioning TVD. Should he still be starting? Should they bench him? The same guy that they were promoting for Heisman 5 hours ago. And I hate to say, I guess this is just my coping mechanism for losses, but I really, I kind of enjoy watching the circus that is the fans and their comments and their thoughts and theories in the next coming week after a loss. That's what's going to be hilarious. But yeah, I mean, like I said, really not much you can say about this other than Miami beat themselves. Referees killed us, but it is what it is. So, been talking for an hour. It's almost midnight my time. I was really kind of hoping to be celebrating and talking about North Carolina, but now I'm like, dang, that ruined everything. But again, just remember at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's just a football game. You know, we all enjoy it. It's just a football game. Sun's still going to come up tomorrow. There's bigger things in life to worry about than a football game, you know. But, if this football is your life, well then God bless you. But I learned a long time ago, man, it's not worth getting yourself all worked up over a football game. You know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna get out of here. Uh Appreciate everybody stopping by. Bryce, Kyle, Cajun Kane, Phil. I believe Workforce come by. Sage X. Yeah, I was having microphone issues earlier, so but look, remember, guys and girls, the sun's still gonna come up. Things are gonna get we're gonna be okay. All right. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So don't know when I'll be back on the airwaves again with my work schedule, but we'll figure something out and I'll let y'all know. But until then, keep throwing those U's up, people. Keep throwing the U's up. Peace, love, and soul. Thank y'all for stopping by. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. Bye.